Hi Vipin, how are you?
Hi, I am fine. What about you?
Good too, thank you. So thank you so much for coming on this channel, and many congratulations to you. Right, we were trying to
Thank
connect
you.
last 1 or 2 weeks, I think, but somehow we could not.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm so thankful to you that today on Saturday you are available to share your success story with us. Right. So once again, congratulations to you.
yeah. Thanks.
So would you like to tell us something about the interview process and how did you apply to these companies?
Yeah, previously, I also started my career from TCS. So as a test engineer, I started, and apart from these, after 2 year approximately 1.5, I worked as a test engineer in manual. And apart from these, also I started to learn automation. There are different channels are available, and according to me, if you want to go want to go in the automation test engineer, then you must know about the manual testing concept first, then it is better.
Absolutely.
Direct jumping into automation is according to me, it is not a good approach. At least you should aware about what are the manual testing concept.
Mm.
And then I, after like 2 year after 2 year experience, I realized that I am good writing scripts as well as framework. So I applied through there are several online platform like Naukri.com as well as LinkedIn. So I applied through Naukri as well as LinkedIn. Also there is one platform Monster, you heard, now currently name found it. So then after some time I started getting calls. Then I started giving interview. And if you give interview, you have not no idea. Like if you give first interview, what they ask, what they do not. Even I also rejected in some of the starting of the interview, but
Okay.
I got more idea like
Mm.
what exactly industry is demanding and what the industry is expecting guy should aware about, what are the required things. So these are 2 3 platforms I applied, Naukri as well as LinkedIn, and also on Founded. But yeah, most calls I got from Naukri.com.
Naukri.com. Okay, great. So how many years of experience you have?
Yeah, I have approximately 2.7 year of experience.
And you are doing both manual and automation. Earlier, you started your career with manual testing, then you learned
Yeah,
automation, and now you are doing automation as well. Okay, great.
yeah, automation as well. Because if you start automation little bit earlier, then it is better, I think. Like you work as a 1 year or 1.5 year manual, then you have to start. So it is better for future perspective, as I understand. Yeah,
So, see now, jobs are less in the market. Job market is down.
right,
It's recession
right,
going on, layoffs are going on. So,
right,
since
right.
how long you were trying to, get into or switch, or you are appearing for interviews?
According to me, recession is going on approximately more than 1 year. But also, if you talk about automation testing, demand is more and more, and companies are also hiring nowadays. But most important thing, if you have that of skill set, if yeah, resume is also most important thing, or profile. If you are not mentioning things like the company is demanding, obviously they will select you on the basis of resume. So you have to put your skills, and also don't do bluff, like you put wrong skills even you don't know. So after some time you give interview, you will out of that process. So I think companies are also, but yeah, number of calls are getting less. Previously I am getting uh, approximately 20 calls per day, but currently scenario is that only 4 to 5, yeah, 2 or 3. Yes, some days I'm not getting any call. But most important thing, if you are giving interview, if you have skill set, then I think you will be hired. Because if we talk about Selenium, Java, then demand is very high in the market currently. But
Right.
like some guys have manual testing concept, even if you are not about automation, and if you are little bit about automation, then company will think like I will no one hire only manual with manual testing. Also, if you are want to go in manual testing, then you must have to aware of API as well as SQL as well as automation. So according to me, if you have a skill set, then jobs are also currently also there are a number of more jobs, but yeah, less little bit previous than previous.
Right. Perfect. No, I think I fully agree with you. It also depends on what kind of skill set we are having. right? As you mentioned,
Yeah, right.
Selenium with Java is in demand. And so calls will be there, but those are
Yes.
less compared to what we had prior, right? So how many companies did you give interviews and how many of them you were getting selected and you were able to move to the final round and you got the offer letter?
I gave approximately more than 10 interviews, and apart from 10, I in 5 companies I got into a final round, but I got offer from 4 companies, even from product base as well as from service base I got.
Okay, great. So you got interviewed in 10 companies, but you would have
Right.
applied in 100 plus companies, right?
Approximately 100 plus companies. Yeah, you are correct.
Right. So I can say 1:10 is the ratio. Out of 10
Yeah,
companies, you can, out of 10 companies in which you apply, you might get interview call in one of the companies. So this is for everyone who are watching this video. You need to keep on applying in the companies to make sure that your calls for, interviews increase, right? So you will have to keep on
this is
applying.
a
Yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
this is the most important thing. Like if you are not applying and you expect like someone will call you, so and don't like panic like calls are not getting. Yeah, you but you have to do your work. You have to apply again and again. Like if you see there is any vacancy in Naukri or on LinkedIn, then you must have to apply. Yeah, you will get call. Obviously, you will get less call in current scenario as per current scenario, but yeah, you will get call if you applied. Like some of my friends also applying in 500 companies as well 400 companies. So I also connected with some of friends. They are also like working in automation and some are in depth. So I got clarity from them and also like what is exactly call number of calls getting how much.
Right. So do you have any set of questions, interview questions, which were asked to you in various companies? If you can share those things, it'd be great. Let me
Yeah,
give
sure, I will.
screen
Yeah,
sharing likes. Yeah. Now, if you can share your screen.
I think I will not. I have actually, but I will tell you like what questions I will. If you say, I will put in comment. But currently, I will tell like what are the questions
No
actually they
worries.
ask.
So let me share my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. So
Uh, can you wait for? Yeah, sure. I have a paper, so I noted
yeah,
down question
no
number.
worries, no
Yeah,
worries. I can understand that generally, after interview, we have notepad which is handy, so we can put all those questions. Yeah. So is my screen visible?
yeah, not visible now.
Not yet visible.
Right. Yeah.
So if it is not visible, let me reshare then again.
Yeah. Right.
Now is it visible?
Yeah. Now screen is visible. I think there
Oh,
are some issue. Screen is visible. Yeah, visible.
screen is visible. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So yeah, can you tell the questions? I can jot it down.
But I'm not. I think I'm not able to see like
Mhm.
notepad is not appearing here. The blank screen is appearing.
Yeah, blank screen. It's a notepad plus blank screen is there.
Yeah. Okay. So questions like mostly they focus on core Java. Like like in automation, you're not required to deeply concept with advanced Java. So basically, they started with core Java like concept like what is difference between abstract and interface. Uh, and like I have 2.5 year experience, so they are not expecting very high level like you are deep dive with every but yeah, basic things also they started every time basically like and also like super and this keyword what is the difference between and apart from these also like their collection framework it is the most important topic in core java because in the automation framework they are using uh, very and much more because like there are list and set what is the difference between list and set or like also there is a map so these they also ask very much more question regarding this and also they want to go like deep dive exactly what is the difference between all three and like what is the method overloading and overriding they asked me like what is the difference between both and also they want to judge you on the basis of your algorithm or programming skills so they are not expecting like very high level of algorithm and data structure like tree or, but yeah, you have to aware about like how array works. So they also give me program like remove duplicate from array and convert it into a list. And sometimes they directly give me a list and told to me like please convert this list into a array and remove and put all the duplicate elements. This type of questions they ask in the programming. Also they ask one question I remember, like a Fibonacci as well series, but using recursion, what is the, how can you approach? And also some basic question like factorial also they ask me some question with the help of recursion process, what is your approach and what is the best optimized approach, like within less number of lines you can able to do code. Or also string is the most important thing in, because we are used a lot in automation framework. So they ask me like string versus string builder, what is the difference between string and string builder? And also like they ask string builder versus string buffer, what is the difference between all three? And apart, and like also as I remember they ask reverse each and every word in a string. Like there are several programs on the reverse string, like reverse the whole sentence of a string or reverse each and every word. So they ask that type of question in Java. And these are the basic questions from Java they asked. And also they more focused on as I remember some of the companies, like I also giving company some interview in Bank of America as well as also some Tata AIG. So they focus on like how you approach the programming problem. What is your approach? So they also ask some deep question in collection framework. And if we talk about Selenium, so they also told to me you have to write one script, like there is a how to capture all the links, whatever the links are available in web page. So you can you have to find all the links and you have to tell like what are the links are broken or what are the links are not broken.
Mm.
So this types question they ask. And also what is the difference between relative and absolute XPath? And which XPath is more recommended to use? Like obviously relative, but why relative XPath is recommended to use? What is the benefit of using relative XPath? And also like in some company ask me XPath access, you will be like what are the XPath access, like proceeding sibling or like ancestors related question. So
Mm.
they also ask me these question. Apart from these, what is the faster locator in Selenium? So and also they ask me basic question related to REST API. What is the, what is REST API and what is the meaning of, actually meaning of REST? And what is just architect and set of constraint during using of REST API? So you have to not go deep dive, but yeah, basic points you have to go. You have to tell like client server architecture it followed. So that. And also they asked me like pop-up related question, like sometimes Chrome pop-up is coming allow and block. So how to disable that pop-up and how to kill that pop-up, or what is the process or what you do if you want to click on allow or you want to click on block. And apart from the mouse and keyboard actions, they told me like how to perform mouse and keyboard action with the help of Selenium. And difference between find element versus elements, and like what find element will return and if there are nothing in the list, and what find elements will return. So
Mm.
also they ask me that. And CI/CD basics, not a deep dive. If you are 2 to 2.5 year of experience, yeah, if you have basic knowledge, then it is better. It is advantage for you, like how CI/CD pipeline works. Even you are, there are several CI/CD like Bamboo also, there is Jenkins also. So you have to must have about basic concepts about one thing, or basic question related to version control system, like git, what are the git commands. Apart from they also how to initialize web element, how to web objects, like page factory is there, so they want to judge me on the basis of that. So apart from this, they also ask to write a script to initialize web element and write a syntax for that thing. And in REST API, they ask me like methods of REST API. What are the methods used in REST API? And difference between put and update command. What is the difference between? If I am asking fast, or I am telling, then you can stop me. Like I
No, 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 no. I think we are good. Hmm. Difference between put and
put and
some.
post, and type of weight. What are the type of weight available in Selenium? So and they ask like why we are using wait statement. If we not use, then what will happen? Then this type question they ask. And also is a type of exceptions available in Selenium. What exception? So these purpose of asking this question, like, is you are you really worked on real time or
Real
not?
time.
So you feel
Yeah, these are real
uh,
time questions. If you have not created any script, so you might what not would have got those exceptions also.
yeah. So
Oh,
they want to
agree.
judge me. They want to judge on the basis of that thing. So
Correct.
how to handle stale element exception you got, or why stale element exception is getting,
I mean,
and yeah, what is approach to solve this problem. And also they ask me manual concept basic, like what is difference between regression testing and retesting, or like priority and severity, and give an example of priority, low priority, high severity, and high severity, low priority. Or and also they ask me like criteria for like regress criteria. It's like you are automation tester, so you have to select test cases, which select test case you have to automate and which you do not have to automate. So what are the criteria? You have to select the criteria for selection of test cases, like they are able to, you are able to automate. And also criteria for selection of regression test cases. What is your approach to select these are the test cases we have to include in the regression cycle? Or like one or two question in some company guy asking me, I think Jira related, like what do you think what is the most important thing you like in Jira, and what is the most worst thing you like in Jira? So it is basic depend on your experience. If you work, then you can tell like it is good thing. Or in and also exception handling, they told me like what is the difference between through and throws keyword. You have to told. And null pointer, when the null pointer exception is getting, and which exception you got in Selenium automation. And apart from these, they explain, this is the most important, I think. All companies, whatever company I given to you, please explain your framework,
oh,
and
yeah.
what are the component you use in your framework. After this, they, if you explain all things, like there are several components like utilities, base class, several, then they say like how you can approach like oops, in your framework where you use Java concepts,
Mm.
like in your framework where you use oops concept, like this is where you use exactly inheritance. Can you tell me the any example of method overloading or method overriding? Like in method overloading, there is a, I think timeout method is there,
Mm.
implicitly wait. So this is overloaded method. We can give anything. So
Yes.
they ask me these type of questions. And apart from these, I think these are the most important questions they ask.
Mhm.
Also, I have a lot of set of questions which I prepared from your mock interviews you asked. So I prepared all things. But yeah, these are the questions which they asked to me in. And SQL also, they focus on SQL. What are the, they, I think they will, they give me query basis of there are group by clause is there. So they ask me question, if there are several departments, you have to give till told the maximum salary. You have to write a query to select maximum salary from each department. So uh, because they want to check, you have to about, you have to aware about a group by clause or not. So this query they asked me. Also, there are some basic query they asked related to SQL. Not very deep dive, yeah, but like difference between inner join as well as second thing, inner join, left outer join, this or left right join. These there are three joins. So they told me tell me the differences. And apart from these, what is your framework? What is your framework? Like I mostly work on hybrid framework. So they told me. If you are not like what is the best approach, it is a very real time question, like how can you approach framework, like which framework is suitable for your project. So what is your approach? So I think this type question they ask me. And also apart from these, yeah, I think these types of question they ask mostly this.
Okay, great. So almost 45 to 50 questions you have shared. So I think that will be really helpful to the people who are, looking for a job these days. So
Yeah,
nowadays, as the jobs are less, the
right,
the competition has also increased because the number of people applying for those jobs are more, right?
right.
So competition is there. So we need to prepare, to the level best in order to make sure that you get the job. So
Y-
yeah, yeah, you were telling
yeah,
something?
and I also observed one more important thing, like yeah, selenium concept it is better, but if you must have to aware about one thing, like I think basic approach, like any
Basic.
if they're giving me any problem or any programming question, so
Mhm.
how can you approach? If you write the program, sometime they told me please explain each and every line what is happening here. So if you are aware about basic concepts, they then they also hire, because you are 2 to 3 or year of experience. There are several slots like 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9. If you are coming between 0 to 3 year of experience, then you have to basic concept, because they are also expecting you are also 2 to 2.5 years. They are not expecting much more. If you are aware about basic thing, they are not telling you write a framework, write a component, because they are, if you are more than 5 plus year of experience, then they will told you. But if you are 0 to 3 or 2.5, then these questions I think are best for you. If
Right.
you prepare, I think most companies ask these type of question, not more than that.
Mhm. Okay. So,
Yeah,
what was the amount of hike or the percentage, or you can say the range of salary that you got?
yeah, I got like approximately 200% of hike
Oh,
here.
wow. That
Yeah,
sounds great. You know.
yeah,
So earlier you were making somewhere
please,
around 4 to 6 lakhs, and now you are
yeah,
earning around.
you can, yeah, you can say like that type.
Okay, that sounds great. Great. So congratulations for that. Right.
And also I want to told you all the guys which see this interview, you have to go about your videos are very helpful. If you can prepare approximately 10 to 15 your mock interview, anyone can see, then obviously if we will note down all the questions, then I'm sure he will able to clear the interview. And
Mhm.
YouTube, there are a lot of contents are available. You no need to pay for like several or courses. And
Mhm.
but you go to the YouTube, but yeah, different platforms, you can
Mhm.
able to easily clear the interview of automation.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So thank you so much, Vipin. But also, lot of hard work and effort has been to be put by the candidates also. Watching videos is one of the aspect you will come to know what you need to answer. But to build the confidence, you will have to read those concepts, right?
Yeah, right, right,
Mm.
right.
Right. Now, Vipin, one last question is, many a times, people get confused on resumes, cover letters. So any, light you would like to throw on resumes, cover letters, what should be the length of the resume?
According to me, if you are uh, yeah, 2 to 3 year of experience, I think 1 to 2 pages are enough. I think one page is also enough. But if you are your resume is going to 2 pages, like some guys doing more projects like in 2 year, obviously anyone can in 2 year 2 projects or 3 projects, not more than that.
Mm.
So 2 pages are enough. If you one page is resume, then also fine, no issue. But also if you have more projects, because skill set are same for everyone for automation. But yeah, if you have more projects, then obviously your resume will go more than one page. And you try to keep your resume simple. No need to take like how my resume is, because criteria for selection of resume is that what you put down in the your resume, what is your skill set, what your project, and what technology you used. So I think 2 pages are enough. If one page is there, then also fine. But if you have more project, then 2 pages are also fine, no issue.
So thank you so much, Vipin, for joining today. And I'm sure this video would definitely motivate a lot of people out there who are looking to make their career in the field of software testing, right? Yeah.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my story. And again, thanks to you. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you,
Thank you so much, Vipin, and wish you all the best for your career.
thank you.